So often we set ourselves up for failure. We think, oh, it's going to change. Oh, what's this part of the best year that is going to come? What makes this a better year than last year? Everything. You've gotten through this past year with cuts, with bruises, literally falling on your face and having to get up. But what is to say that this year, this semester isn't going to get better? Because we have to put our best foot forward. We have to put our right foot forward. It does not mean that we have to show up 110% every single day, because that is unrealistic. But what it does mean is that you show up at least a little bit. And I think so often that we get in our heads that, oh my gosh, nothing has changed with this person, so I'm not even gonna try. Maybe with the skills that you've gained last year, cliche to say, that you've gained the skills to deal with that person, to deal with that situation, that issue, that thing that's been nagging at you. And what it really comes down to is you remembering your character, you remembering that this time period is not going to last forever. Even though we felt and we thought that 2025 was going to last forever, it didn't. There's a saying that says, this too shall pass. The good, the bad, everything in between will pass, because time always continues and time always evolves. And when it comes down to it is that regardless of your past, regardless of your feelings, you can't let those be the factor that plays into your present. Because so often we have these preconceived notations that, oh, they're gonna be X, Y, and Z. Oh, this class is gonna be terrible. Oh my gosh, how am I gonna do this job, this responsibility? You wouldn't be given this X, Y, or Z if you were not prepared for it. And we continually to think that it's just nothing's gonna change, but you have to have hope. You have to think that, what if it does change? What can I do to make it better? And like, let's say it doesn't change. Let's say your situation, that person doesn't change. How are you gonna change? How are you gonna take your actions and the things that you can control into fruition? How are you going to put those steps moving forward so that you can be and make the best out of it? I'm not going to say this is easy, and I'm not going to make this sound like I'm not going to have this sound like it's a piece of cake, that it's going to be like nothing. But what it does mean is that you're going to have to try. You're going to have to try a little bit, and that you're going to actually have to want something. Because maybe last year you scooted by. Maybe last year you barely got by with the skin of your teeth. Maybe we'll put in some more effort than just getting by. Because when you get a little too comfortable with scooting by and just getting by, you get this false thought that you can just get by. But that can only last for so long. And that won't be able to take you to the farthest ends of your potential. Because you thought your potential was this much, that you could only go this far until you met your breaking point. No. You even went a little farther than your breaking point when you were crying, when you were going through it, when you were crashing out. And then you got a little better, and then you explored even more. And that is the same for this moment in this very time period, is that you can't allow yourself to just get by and just like deal with it and like, I don't know how to put it, in the way of you just like being like, oh, this is gonna be terrible, so I'm not gonna try. That type of get by. Because what says that maybe the person did change and that this is gonna be a better year? So I wanna leave you with this. Have some hope. If you have nothing else but hope, just have a little bit of it. Because what did a little bit of hope ever hurt anybody to have? Food for thought.